Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can see here, we have quite a few Trader Joe's items, specifically Trader Joe's fall items. If you have watched any of my recent videos or any of my videos from this time last year, you have probably heard me talk about how much I love fall and how much I miss having fall because I live in Miami. So the way that I bring fall is through home decor, but also the food that I eat. And I feel like nobody does fall better than Trader Joe's. So every year I like to do a fall haul. And these are like one of each, but in full transparency, I do stock up. Like I literally will buy a bunch of pumpkin cans and like soup and pasta sauce and all that stuff because I just don't ever want to run out. So I am also going to talk about a few items that I absolutely love and have tried, but I didn't buy this time, like some sweets because I don't buy those every single time. So with that being said, let's start off with the best ones, the apple cider donuts. I don't have them here right now. We already did buy one for the season. They come in a half a dozen and they're amazing, but obviously I can't buy them every single week because that's a lot of sugar. But I will say, as somebody that has been to actual apple orchards and pumpkin patches and has had like legit apple cider donuts that have been like freshly baked, I would say the Trader Joe's apple cider donuts are very good. They're very fluffy and just not so dry. Like I feel like sometimes some apple cider donuts can be a little bit dry to the point where you're like, oh my god, I need to drink water, I'm gonna start coughing. But I feel like they do them so well and they're so fresh and fluffy and just pillowy and nice. And honestly, I'm already like regretting not buying them, but it's okay. Chris is over there and he's like nodding like, yeah, we should have bought them.
I told you. It's so good and flavorful.
They are literally amazing. Really. So if you do see them, don't skip out on the pumpkin donut or the apple cider donuts because they're so good. But I do miss those. They didn't have them at the grocery store this time. The pumpkin, I forgot the name of it. It's like a pumpkin frosted sheet cake and it is so good. So I wasn't able to take a video of it, but I'll insert a photo of it here because I'm sure I can find it online. And it is so good. I actually have never bought it, like the actual thing for myself, because in this household, I'm basically, well, the dogs, they also love pumpkin, but they can't have that. But I'm basically the one that loves pumpkin. Chris doesn't like it that much, so I don't buy that because I would literally end up eating it all by myself. I had it once when we went to a Trader Joe's and they were doing little samples and they had it and it was so good. So if you like pumpkin, I highly recommend that one. I also saw the pumpkin muffins. We didn't get them this time either, but I did get them in the past. I think it was last year when I got them for the first time and they were insanely good. Again, I don't get them because I'm literally the one eating them and I don't want to be eating sugar all the time, but they're really, really good, really tasty, really flavorful. And I feel like Trader Joe's just does, like, yes, they're sweet, so that's why I also don't get them all the time, but they do sweets that are not overly sweet. So they're just like a decent amount of sweet, but very, very tasty. Anyway, the things that we have in here, these are all pasta because the pasta is amazing. This one is the butternut squash ravioli. 10 out of 10 recommend this one. Obviously you do have to like butternut squash because I would say they are very much strong on the butternut squash flavor, but they're so good. And I like to pair this one with the Autumn Harvest creamy pasta sauce. This is so good. I literally use this one for all of these pastas in here because this pasta sauce is the absolute best. They also have the honey roasted pumpkin ravioli. They have this one and they also have a gluten-free version, so you can choose whichever one you want. You can definitely get this one in a gluten-free version, but it's also very good. Again, you also need to like pumpkin because the flavor or like the taste is definitely there. And then they have these pumpkin gnocchi. So they're soft, pillowy potato and pumpkin gnocchi, which are also so good. Again, all of these ones I make with this pasta sauce because it's just amazing. They pair so well. But this gnocchi, if you're a fan of gnocchi, 10 out of 10 recommend. I love this one just as it is. These raviolis, I typically make them with the sauce and then I add some sort of greens like kale or spinach and then just like meatballs or a chicken sausage. Now this butternut squash lasagna, I actually love this one and I hadn't seen it the past few times that we went to the store, and today I found it and I was like, I need to get this right away. I got two because I literally love this so much. It is so insanely good and it's amazing because it's just like for those times where you don't want to cook anything, you just want to have like dinner that you just throw in the oven and it's ready to go. This is absolutely perfect. 10 out of 10, amazing, so tasty. I would say yes, you have to like butternut squash because you can definitely taste it, but it's so good and it's very much like a creamy lasagna. Like it feels very soft and pillowy. It says egg pasta layered with a butternut squash bechamel sauce and Italian cheese topped with breadcrumbs and pumpkin seeds. Literally so good. I would say like that sauce is definitely very much like present in the flavor, so you do have to like that butternut squash flavor. Now I know that I talked about the sauce already, so this is the pasta sauce and it is so good. I stock up on this one during the fall season because I use it for any pasta that I make, though traditionally when I'm making pasta during the fall, I'm using some of these. And the soup, the Autumn Harvest soup, I love this one. It's one of those that come in clutch when it's just like nighttime, you're tired, you don't want to make anything, you want some cozy vibe. Literally throw this on like pot in a stove, warm it up, and it's ready to go. It is thick, so I love that it says it's a creamy tomato based soup with pumpkin and butternut squash. So It is literally like a tomato soup that has just like chunks of pumpkin and butternut squash. I would say it's not like overpowering in that flavor though, so you don't have to love butternut squash and pumpkin to like this one. If you like tomato soup though, you probably would definitely like this one, but it does have like chunks of stuff, so if you don't like that texture, then I would say maybe not. So insanely delicious. I normally just have this one for dinner, maybe with like a slice of bread. The Trader Joe's bread is also amazing and it's so good. Now, it wouldn't be fall without a can of pumpkin. I literally stock up on these. We have so many pumpkin cans right now in our pantry. The Trader Joe's pumpkin is just so good. I use this to bake, I use this to cook. I've actually been making some pumpkin cold foam for my drinks, like my chai and my matcha. So I love this one because it is just perfect. You can do so much with it during the fall season. And even without fall, you know, like sometimes we get the dogs some pumpkin because it's also really good for them. So always good to have. We have the fall harvest salsa. Now I will say I've gotten this one every single year since they came out. The first year that I got it, I feel like it was barely spicy, and that's why I loved it so much. I feel like the past few years it has gotten a little bit spicy. So I don't know if something has changed. I still really like it and I have very low tolerance of like spiciness. So just take that with a grain of salt. When I say that it is spicy, it's like spicy for me. If you do like spicy food, it might not actually be spicy for you, but I feel like it was a little bit sweeter at the beginning and now it's just more like a traditional salsa. I still love it though. It's fruits, veggies, including pumpkin, apples, and butternut squash. So good. And I love to pair that one with this fall leaf corn tortilla chips. We clearly have already been snacking on these because they're so good. But I mean, they literally just taste like tortilla chips, but they're shaped with like fall leaves. So it's super cute. Just, I guess, gets you in the fall spirit. And then we have this apple pie spread. I actually haven't tried this one, but it looks really good. And I really want to try this like apple pie matcha. So I want to add this to like the edges of a cup and then just make the matcha in there and see if I can just make it, you know, like slightly sweet, but not overly sweet by throwing in this whole thing. But I feel like this with on a slice of bread or even just like using it to bake a tart or something, this would be absolute perfection. So I don't think you can go wrong with this one. On a similar note, they do have the pumpkin butter, which is really good. I have had it, but again, I'm the only one that likes pumpkin in this house. I would be the only one having it and it's a lot for one person, so that's why I normally don't buy it. But I did buy it the first year just to see what it was like, and it was really tasty. I used it on a pastry, or not a pastry, like a cake. Topped it on the cake and it was so good. Again, you gotta like pumpkin for that one. The pumpkin blondie brownies are also very tasty. I also have never like actually bought the whole thing to have it, but I've also had it as a sample and it was really good. And the mini pumpkin ice creams, like the ones that they call the hold a cone, because it's like a tiny cone with like the ice cream. The pumpkin one is also really, really, really good. Definitely also recommend that one. Maybe because like I know that Chris doesn't love pumpkin, so I'm very much aware of like things that taste a lot like pumpkin, and then I'm like, yeah, if you don't like pumpkin, you might not like it, but it's really good. And I love that they're so small that it's just like the perfect post dinner dessert and you're just like snacking on something small, but it still like gets that, you know, that sweet truth craving. So really good. They also have the pumpkin spice and snickerdoodle cookie mix. We actually made those, I say we, but I made those. Chris enjoyed them recently and they're so insanely good. Like those cookies are amazing. They're super easy to make. You literally just use the mix with like some of the ingredients that it requires. I think it was like butter and like an egg or something like that. It was nothing crazy. And then it also comes with like the sugar topping for when you know, have the cookies. I basically just like roll them in that sugar cinnamon topping and then you bake them and they're so insanely good. Like they're soft, chewy, tastes amazing. And even though they're pumpkin, I would say they're not like strong on the pumpkin flavor. They're more like cinnamon. They're heavier on the snickerdoodle part versus the pumpkin part. They also have the maple butter. We've never bought the maple butter for ourselves, but we had it recently at a friend's house. She had like a slice of bread and then she put the maple butter on it and it was so good. I think that one would be great if you're using it like that, like on bread or maybe even again like on some baked goods. I think it would also taste really good. And since I talked about some pasta, the other thing that they have is the butternut squash risotto. It is on the frozen aisle, so it is basically like you throw everything in a pan and then it melts. I've had it a few times and I don't quite love it. Like I feel like it is very much obvious that it is a frozen food. No shade on that because obviously like I love the lasagna, but I feel like that one just doesn't taste fresh at all and I didn't love it. So just wanted to talk about it because I have had it, but it's not necessarily one of the ones that I would like repurchase. For snacks, they do have the maple and sea salt popcorn. It is actually very good, but you gotta like sweet popcorn. So if you like, I guess, kettle corn, it would be definitely a perfect one to snack on. And then of course, when it comes to home, their candles, the vanilla and the apple ones are so good. Not vanilla, the vanilla pumpkin and then the apple one, they're amazing. I personally prefer the apple one because I feel like the pumpkin one with the vanilla scent, it just becomes a little bit overpowering and sweet. So I don't gravitate towards that sweet of candles. I like more of like the apple scent, which is why I normally get that Honeycrisp apple candle. And it's really, really nice. Like definitely recommend that one. The only thing is that I wish that they were bigger because there's like these tiny tins and so you can't just like place it anywhere in the house as decor either. So it's more like one of those where I like light up just for the scent, but I wish it was like in a different container. Anyway, that is all I have for my Trader Joe's fall haul. If you've had any of these items, I want to hear in the comment section what you think. If you would like any of these, if you actually disagree with me, that's also totally fine, let me know. Or if there's any items that I didn't mention that you think that I should try, let me know as well. Again, I prioritize the ones that I've tried and I did like. There are a few other things that I've tried that I didn't necessarily enjoy, so I'm not sharing those since I'm trying to show you like my fall favorites. But definitely let me know what your favorite items from Trader Joe's are for the fall season, and if there's anything that I should go check out that I maybe haven't yet. If you have any questions or anything that you'd like to know, also leave that in the comment section. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a like, a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.